We got a 2010 Malibu 2.4 engine. Came in from another shop with a no start. They replaced the fuel pump in it, and it still didn't start up. Well, I checked. We did have spark, but we had no injector pulse. So right now, we look at the fuel pressure, and we do have fuel pressure. If I was to turn the key on, fuel pressure will go up more. So I'm going to turn the key on. Cycle the key a couple of times. And we do have the right amount of fuel pressure, so we know that we got enough fuel pressure for this. Start to check it out, and I found that we didn't have 12 volts to the injectors. So the first thing that I thought maybe that it was a blown fuse. We're gonna go to the fuse box and look at the fuse box. See. So I'm gonna take the voltmeter, and as you can see, it's gonna be on the ground circuit. Turn the voltmeter on. See if I can see the voltmeter from there. Oh, you can't see it from there. There we go. And we're going to touch fuse. Now the fuse is fuse 44. So, let me turn the key back on, sorry. And let's go. See if I bring it up a little bit, maybe you can see it. We got voltage there. Voltage there, so we don't have a blow fuse. So we don't have a blow fuse there. We know that fuse is good. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to check is at the injectors itself. If I can get you over in here. Let's see if I can get it over in here. All right. I came across to the feed side of the injector from the fuse box. We got good voltage there at the fuse. We don't have a blow fuse. And at the connector, I back probed the pink wire, and oops, sorry, not pink wire, right here. And we came up with 2.9 volts. Can you see that? 2.9 volts. That should be Barry volts there. 2.9. So we're losing voltage from the fuse box to that plug. And we're going to go on the opposite side of the plug, and we're going to see what kind of voltage we have there too. We have the same 2.9. So we got a break in the wire, or we got another component. It's taken away from our voltage. So let us look at a wire diagram before we get too far involved in this. Okay, we're pulling up a wire diagram, and let's find the injectors, and let's locate these wires. Okay, here's the fuel injectors, and they all share one common thing, is a pink wire. This indicates that these injectors are sharing the same wire, these little black dots. And you got injector 1, well 2, 3, 4, and 1. So we don't have any voltage on that pink wire, so let's find out exactly where that wire is going. So far, I'm gonna highlight it here. Oops, right there, the pink wire. It's turning into pin, it's going to 16. So we need to backtrack. Close this one out. Go to number 3. And that was 16 on the wire diagram. Find number 16, which I already highlighted. Pink wire going all the way across. Nothing is hooked to it right now. And it's turning to 13. Is it 13? No, it's still turned to 14. So it went from 16 to 14. Alright, so far nothing is hooked into that pink wire. Let's go to diagram 2. Going from diagram 2 and go down, and that pink wire turns to 14 and it goes up to the fuse box. Fuse, injector fuse 44, 15 amp fuse. So the only thing is on that wire is the injectors, nothing else. So we got a break in this wire because there's nothing else to pull it down. I'm going to unplug the injector harness and see if one of those injectors is shorted out, that's pulling it down, the voltage down. And if it's not, the next thing we're going to do is try to locate the problem. Okay, so right now, I'm going to move the laptop out the way. I'm going to unplug the connector, if you can see, and we're going to see if the voltage reappear. Make sure. Well, I have no voltage there now. If you see it now, we have 0 volts. So what we need to do is start tracing the wires down, well, that one wire, that pink wire, and see where do we have this issue at. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the power probe open and short finder. This is a transmitter, and this right here is the receiver. Now the way it works, this green wire is going to go into the fuse box on that fuse 44. 44 was the injector fuse. So what we're going to do on the side that no voltage is on, when you blow a fuse, that's going to be the pink wire. So what we're going to do is it's going to send a signal through the wire. Now we already done looked at a wire diagram and we know that that circuit, that pink wire on fuse 44, the injector fuse, is not being shared by nothing else but the injectors. We already unplugged the injectors and there was no change of voltage. So let's take this short finder. Let's turn it on. You hear it? Come on. Let's see what's going on with you. Okay. Now when you get close to the wire, it makes that sound when you pull away. That's the sensitivity of it. I got to sense it real a lot right now. You can hear it. So when we follow that wire, and I already opened the harness up a little bit because one thing that I noticed that it's not as sensitive that I really like it to be. So that right there indicates that that wire is intact at that spot. We still have a beat. I wish it was a little bit more sensitive to go through the harness, but there we got it right there. It's a hit and miss sometimes. I tried it over here and I still didn't get nothing. But you see I got this cluster of wires right here, and the only time I can get it is when I get close to the wire. So right now we know, and we got it there. So let's bring it over, and we got it there. So we got a good signal there. I cut the wire just to show you how it would work if we had a problem with this. So I'm gonna take this wire off of here, and this is how it would work. We have it there and nothing there. And nothing there. This is how that short finder work. But as I was cutting the wire, I found out exactly what the problem was. So you can hold on for a second and see if I can put this camera in a spot that we can look at it. Kind of hard to use this camera. Oh, sorry, people. Let me see if I can put the camera right there. That's not working. Well, let me just pause it for a minute. Okay, I'm back. I put the wire back together, so now and so we have it here. It seems like it's disappearing right here. Seems like right here we don't have this. And it disappears right here. Right in that bin. And it disappears right there. So I'm gonna pull this harness and let's just take a look right here and see what we got. I'm gonna pull on this wire. It's kind of hard. but it feels like, now what I can do, see what if we own that wire out right there and see if we got anything. You know, when we use an ohm meter, we check for continuity. So, let me put this back on the stand, and let's just see if we have anything there. Oh, let's see. Let me see if I can move this where I can get you to see it. Let's see. Take the, now we're checking continuity, we're checking resistance. So we're going to put that on ohms, right? Can you see it? Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to touch it and make sure. Okay, we just zeroed it out. And we're going to hook it up to here. And then we're going to go on this pink wire and go inside there. Now, let me show you how I got it hooked up. My battery is getting ready to go, guys. I'm going to have to. So, I got hooked here and there, and we have nothing there. So our problem is there somewhere. Now what I'm going to do is move that wire around and see if we get any readings on the voltmeter. But right now we're using it as an ohm tester. So let's see if I can get a reading. Let me redo it. There's too much light there for you. Okay, you can see that. And let's see if I can. Oops. Get a little reading while I move that around. And there's nothing there. Can't get any reading there. Nothing. Nothing. I can feel the break in that wire. I'm gonna pull on it a little bit. Yep, there it is. I can feel it break. You can literally see the break in that wire. There it is, right there. That wire. I pulled it a little bit and there it is. That's our problem right there. Alright, we done repaired the wires. And let's do a recap on everything. So, let's take the Power Probe short finder. Sorry. Too much. Okay, so remember this was to tell us if we have open or short. The sound means the wires It sends a signal through the wire. So let's come over to the harness that we just repaired, and we have all the way up here, we have a signal, and as we go across there, we still have a signal, and we have a signal here. Have a good signal. So now we know that we should have, we put the fuse back in there, we should have 12 volts there now. It's kind of hard for it to pick up through this loom, but we know we had a problem right here. And now, going through there, through the plug now, it's making, just stop, there you go. Back over here. So we know if we was to put that fuse back in there and turn the key on, we should have voltage. Now, what the power probe does, this is the transmitter. It sends voltage through that circuit, and the receiver picks it up. When that circuit is shorted or open, wherever it's bad at, the signal will stop. And that's what we was getting. Remember here, we had a signal, and then right up in here, we didn't have a signal. So, now, let's hook up a voltmeter, turn the key on, and see do we have battery volts there. I would love to start this vehicle, but I know I got transmission fluid all over the floor, and I can see where a hose is damaged on here. So if I start it up, I'm probably have fluid everywhere. As you can see, it even shot up all the way over there. And I washed it down with brake cleaning and everything, but it's not enough. It's got to be power wash. But my job was to get it to start. So let's hook up a voltmeter and take a voltage test. All right, let's try to start it. I took a rag and just covered that hose up so we can at least see if it'll run. And we got battery volts over there. Hope that we get enough cranking out of it that it'll start before the battery go down. I'm gonna just start it up for a brief moment. Sorry. It starts up and runs. We have fixed the job. Found the open, not a short. A short would have been blowing fuses. The wire was broke. We checked and made sure that we had voltage over there. When we did, we only had 2 volts, and that was backfeeding probably from some more wires that's in that system. We also use the short finder that was from Power Probe, and it helped us trace down the open. And that's a short and open transceiver and receiver. It's a 3000 series. So it works pretty good, and we hope you enjoy it.